Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here, and we'll be talking a little bit about the Pokemon Sword and Shield news that we got today. I'm on the official site for Sword and Shield, and I figured this is probably one of the best ways to do it just because they have all the categories here that we can talk about. Assuming my quote-unquote reaction, it's more just like talking while I was streaming, but I guess it is a reaction video, was not copyrighted. Y'all could have seen that if you want to see my initial just reaction to it. But now we'll be breaking down, and we're not going to go in order. I'm going to start with the Pokemon of the Galar region first, and just give you guys my overall thoughts on that. So I'm going to show you guys the one that I think is the coolest one of the entire region. That's definitely Korver Knight. Now, Korver Knight is a steel flying bird. When I saw this thing, I was hyped, okay? I'll be real, I was hyped. This Pokemon looks absolutely incredible. Now, when you're looking at it, just its design looks great. I thought Steel Dark was something that came to mind, or Flying Dark, sort of similar to Honchkrow, but I am definitely good with Flying Steel as well, especially because the crow is naturally like this color anyway. So Flying Steel with Pressure and Unnerve. Now, Pressure isn't too bad, especially on Flying Steel. Like, who do we have that's Flying Steel? Skarmory and Celesteela, right? Two fantastic Pokemon, both at what they do. Skarmory defensive-wise, Celesteela defensive and offensive-wise, right? Now, if we look right here, it shows a level 60 Korver Knight, and by the way, I think this is like one of the longest names, if I'm not mistaken. One of them. But a level 60 Korver Knight has 200 out of 200 HP. Now, that is, assuming that's 31 IVs, that's like base 93 HP, which I can show you real quick in a damage calc, but if you compare it to Skarmory, and again, this is just me gonna be talking, so I would love if y'all just leave your initial thoughts. This is Skarmory's HP if it has like maxed out at level 60, right? Almost maxed out at level 60. But if you do assume 31 IVs and do like base 93, for instance, HP, this is what Korver Knight's HP is looking at. Wow, this screen looks really scratched. It's fine though. So if you max that out at level 100, it's 390 HP. So it's already looking at like Celesteela levels of bulk. I believe Celesteela is 394 as its highest. We can just look at it real quick. Yeah, it's 97. 398, excuse me, as its highest. So Celesteela level of bulk, at least HP wise. So that goes a long way in terms of overall bulk, because Skarmory has base 65 HP, and it's still bulky enough just because of obviously its defensive carrying it. But this mon, I think if it is defensive with Pressure, fantastic. Pressure is great on a defensive Pokemon. Obviously, Celesteela has Beast Boost, Skarmory has Sturdy, but Skarmory basically has no ability because you rarely ever use your Sturdy. Keen Eye doesn't matter. Weak Armor is interesting for a more offensive variant, but at the end of the day, I think this thing has a lot of potential. It looks like it'll be offensive. I don't know if it'll evolve or it's a single stage Pokemon. I'm thinking it's a single stage Pokemon, especially because of its role in the game. It carries taxis around. Use a flying taxi to travel from town to town. So I feel like you need to be a fully evolved Pokemon to have that. It also looks like one of those mons that's just going to be its own thing, right? Like Skarmory or Heracross or things like that. Now, it is said that Korver Knight is the strongest Pokemon living in the skies of the Galar region. So that gives me a lot of hope as well offensively. I think it's going to be relatively slow. But then again, if you think of taxis, taxis are very speedy forms of transportation. But I'm not trying to use too much into it. But give me your thoughts on this Pokemon. Love the way it looks, absolutely. Flying Steel is fantastic. Maybe even like a Lightning Rod would be a clean hidden ability or anything like that. Is the Raven Pokemon, Crow, Raven, whatever. Unnerve is alright too. I think Unnerve is better if it's a more offensive Pokemon, speedy. But I can't necessarily see it being one, just because of Steel just naturally weighing it down. But I could be wrong though. Again, give me your thoughts. Now, next Pokemon we're going to be talking about, I want to go in order of the ones I like the most. I'm kind of like torn between Dreadnought and Wooloo, but we'll talk about Dreadnought real quick. Now, when I first saw this Pokemon, I'll show you guys its typing in a second, but when I first saw it, I initially thought Dragon Rock, Dragon Steel, Rock Steel. I was right about Rock, but it's water. which is really interesting. It's the Bite Pokemon. It has Strong Jaw and Shell Armor. We already know that when we first overlooked Shell Armor on Mega Slowbro, for instance, we were like, oh, that's a whack ability. But then we realized slowly that, wow, not being able to crit a setup mon is really good. Now, I don't think that's going to be the same case with this Pokemon at all. Dreadnought looks to be a very slow but strong Pokemon. That's the way I decide. It's it's a turtle. It's a turtle, right? I don't think I have to. It's a turtle, all right? Now, Water Rock, I'm trying to think of bite-based moves that are affected by Strong Jaw that are both water and rock, and I can't think of any that come to mind. So maybe we'll get new moves that are water type crunching moves, which would be not only good for this Pokemon, but Mega Sharpedo as well. Love its design though. Big fan of turtles. So that'll all be good for this Pokemon. I think this Pokemon evolves too. I feel like it will evolve into like a giant turtle, but I could be wrong as well. Shell Armor, Water Rock defensively. I mean, it's a good flying resist, maybe in lower tiers, something like that would be. I don't think it would be that great. We already have Barbarical, and we already know that that mon is good offensively just because of the fact that it shell smashes, right? So that's what it has going for it, and Tough Claws. So I would need to see some sort of Strong Jaw boosted rock. Let me look up Strong Jaw real quick too, because I don't want to be Strong Jaw Bulbapedia. Because I already know like Crunch and obviously the Elemental Fangs, which are fine when boosted as well. We also have Psychic Fangs as well. But yeah, Bite, Crunch, Fire Fang, Hyper Fang, Ice Fang, Poison Fang, Psychic Fang, and Thunder Fang. So no rock move for that. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to have a rock move for that, because rock just has good stabs. Well, quote-unquote good stabs in general. Rock Slide and Stone Edge are obviously great moves, but their biggest draw side is or biggest downside is they miss. So I wouldn't mind a new like 60 or 70 base power. I'm making it purposely weaker just because of the Strong Jaw boost, but I wouldn't mind something like that for rock types, giving them a 100% accurate move that is, because like the equivalent of it on the special side would be Power Gem, right? So I wouldn't mind like a 100% accurate move, and then something like that for this. As far as water goes, I mean, Liquidation is a good physical move. Waterfall is a good physical move. I can see this thing being Stealth Rocker, maybe a Shell Smasher too, because it is a turtle. Jacket fans of the Bite Pokemon are strong. Iron, though, it has extremely heavy rock shell. It's well-developed muscles, allowed to move quickly. That's interesting to me, though, because that might just completely disregard everything I just said. Its well-developed muscles allow it to move quickly. But, I mean, they said Vikavolt move quickly, and what is Vikavolt? Base 43 speed, so I gotta take that at face value. A little bit less bulkier than Korver Knight, though. Like how it looks, though. Alright, so let's go about Wooloo, the new Mareep, the new Fabio. This definitely better evolve. Actually, it might not, but I hope it does. Into like a Ram. Now, it's a normal type as to be expected with Runaway and Fluffy. Fluffy is a given, I think. Look at it, it is a sheep. As far as what it can actually do, unfortunately they did not show us its friendly Pokemon that creates stability. Man, that sounds like everybody. Unfortunately they didn't show us its HP stat. A little bit sad about that. I did want to see how bulky it is, but being a normal type, the fact that it has Runaway too, normal types in general typically have great move pools, right? Usually access to a variety of TMs. This might have U-turn as well if it's anything like Furfrou. Normal isn't the best defensively, but Fluffy is a good ability in itself. Obviously, that weakness to fire, that you have, but it does help deal with that weakness to fighting. So, honestly, I feel like it's I think it's like a 1 of 2 stage Pokemon or a 1 of 3. I don't think it's a single stage Pokemon personally. I do love its design though. I think it's cute. It's exactly what you think out of a sheep. They probably shear it. They probably have some sort of thing like that. I mean, we've had sheep/goat type Pokemon before. Obviously, you know, we have the Mareep family, Skiddo and Go-Go as well. Though they're goats, like I said. Go fully back in 3 months. Even Wooloo has been completely shorn. This fur is used for clothing and carpets are alike. It's very popular as a specialty product of the Galar region. Huh. Maybe it will be a single stage Pokemon. No, I mean, it's a sheep. Like, there's so much you can do with a sheep, right? Like, you can become a ram or things like that. I feel like it won't be a single stage Pokemon. But as far as normal goes, competitively, Fluffy is good, but there's not too many normal types in OU that don't have something ridiculous going for them, right? Like Chansey, you already know why, a Violet and whatnot. But if it is a single stage, if it is a single stage Pokemon, I mean, excuse me, if it does evolve, a Violet on a Fluffy Pokemon sounds great, right? But then again, like other normal types that excel because of their secondary typing. Lopunny, for instance, return is good stab when you have fighting next to it, right? So the coverage for that. So let's talk about Gossifleur, which evolves into Eldegoss. This mon is a grass type with Cotton Down and Regenerator. Regenerator's always been a great ability. In fact, I think Regenerator is a top 5 ability of all time just because of how good it is and what it does for a Pokemon, allowing them to pivot. Being pure grass, not the biggest fan of the grass typing in itself. I think grass is better paired with a secondary typing like Fairy, for instance. I could see it maybe if it fully evolves as well. This was the... this is obviously going to be an early Pokemon as well. We already see a lower level. Its pollen has a healing effect, so I can see it being a cleric. Cotton Down, maybe similar to Tangled Hair type of ability or whatever. Because we already have Cotton Spore lowers your speed, if I'm not mistaken, and it does talk about this thing. It moves with the wind. This is by getting blown away by the wind, so that's kind of similar to like Hoppip type of thing. First lands with clean water and air. Its pollen has a healing effect, so definitely a cleric type thing. It will have a cleric type move. At least it's a grass type, so they typically learn, Heal Bell, aromatherapy, whatever. Used to common folk medicine for children in the Galar region to be given a tea made from this pollen when they fell ill. Maybe it'll have its own healing move as well. Recover sounds nice. I don't know what Cotton Down does though. I want to say it's more of a support than. I could be completely wrong, by the way. I take this all. I don't know any insider information. This is just me thinking about it, but I could see it being sort of similar to like Cotton Spore, where it will lower a stat of yours. I think it's speed, if I'm not mistaken, but could also be, if we want to talk about internal like allergies, maybe it's like almost like a hail type of thing, where turn per turn you're taking a little bit of damage just because this Pokemon is in. I mean, I can tell you for real, like I know some people suffer, myself included, from allergies, and they're bad. This Pokemon might kill me. But let's talk about its evolution. They did show an evolution as well, which is Eldegoss. Eldegoss is pure grass as well, retaining the exact same thing. It's it looks like a Whimsicott gone wrong. I kind of look like a. I guess like if Whimsicott, if you consider Whimsicott like a female, this would be like the male version. I think a little bit. Not a huge fan of its design. Looks like a dandelion though. Cotton obviously is what it's based on. But, and I really know about allergies and how I think about that. Low HP stat for sure, but typically they do. I would have loved to see it fairy type. A highly nutritious seed, so probably has access to leech seed as well. Again, I'm going off of a lot of the fact that Whimsicott is similar. Nutritious, highly nutritious, and beneficial to both people and Pokemon. Eldegoss spreads these seeds throughout the region by sending them on the wind, making the soil of the Galar region rich in nutrients. Maybe Cotton Down is almost like an ingrain then, where instead of actually hurting your opponent, it's healing you turn per turn on top of that, because it does talk about it healing. Now, of course, that could be a hard reach, but yeah, those are the Pokemon, at least in terms of the regular Pokemon that we have. So let me know your thoughts on that, obviously, down below. Let's talk a little bit. Pokemon have abilities. Oh, I was right. It actually has it right here. Cotton Down, the ability of Gossifleur and Eldegoss is one of these new abilities. When a Pokemon with this ability is hit by an attack, it will send out Cotton Fluff that will lower the speed. Yo, I was on point. Just like Cotton Spore. Alright, so when it's hit by an attack, it doesn't say a physical attack, it just says hit by attack. And Diglett doesn't typically go for attacks that actually touch you. It would be like Earthquake. It lowers the speed. So I was right. That's awesome. Lowering the speed is interesting. I wonder if that works on moves like Substitute, because then Sub Leech Seed would be very annoying, especially if your opponent has to hit you first, then you've Leech Seeded them, right, that turn, and then because they hit your sub, it activated Cotton Down, and you're able to sub again, so that'd be interesting. I'm glad I was right. I'm happy. Oof. That makes me happy. It makes me very happy. In tall grass, wild Pokemon can jump out of you. Battles with wild Pokemon will occur when you run into the Pokemon that you see wandering around. Some Pokemon will pursue you, wants to see you, while others run away. So I do love that they kept this from Let's Go. I think the immersion while playing through Let's Go was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed a ton. In fact, I would say Let's Go is like one of the top 3, top 4 games that I have enjoyed while playing when it comes to Pokemon. I know a lot of people are tired of Kanto. That is fair. That's completely fair. I completely understand that. We've been to Kanto a million times, right? We've been to Kanto in Kanto. We've been to Kanto in Johto. Fire Red, Leaf Green, Argo, Gold, Silver. Freaking, there's the Alolands make reference to Kanto. There's a lot of Gen 1 pandering or whatever. I mean, that's the OG Pokemon core. That's me. I'm part of them. But I do love that they did keep that part of it. I think that's incredible. I think that is one of the biggest draws for Let's Go. Obviously, it's looking like it's going to be regular Pokemon battling, but the Pokemon in the overworld made it really fun. And I'd much rather get attacked by a horde of Zubats that I can see and run away from than run into them while I'm going in a cave or something. Obviously, I could put a repel, but that's not really me too much. But happy about that. Let's talk about the legendary Pokemon, Zacian and Zamazenta. So obviously, Zacian, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's the sword version, and obviously this is the shield. I do think they are a little bit over-designed. I think they put a little bit... When I first saw it, I honestly thought it was Solgaleo with like Keldeo's recoloring, because in the trailer it looks a lot like that. I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they look like wolves / lions almost, but they're definitely wolves. I do think they're just a little bit over-designed. I can see them maybe... There's Dynamaxing in the game, but I can see them maybe having their own sort of transformation. I actually love this more offensive and defensive form a little bit more than the initial art, if we're being honest. But obviously this is going to have some great defenses. This is going to have some great offensives. There's not much that we can actually discuss here because we don't have a lot to go off of. Now, there was a link on 4chan that was dropped, right? And this link was dropped May 24th, and it got everything right that was shown today on the Direct. Like the rival's name is Hop and things like that. So it got a lot of things right. Maybe I'll talk about that in a discussion video or a discussion stream. Y'all can let me know if you want to see that, of course. But I'm going more towards Sword than I am Shield. However, here, I think the Shield one looks clean. Right here, though, I do think they are a little bit over-designed. It actually reminded me of like Garurumon and like Garurumon and things like that. Garurumon. So big fan of. Again, I like how they look here. Here, not so much. But here, like, their poses just makes a huge difference. It's like Typhlosion, right? Typhlosion's pose makes a huge difference for how it looks, in my opinion. So that covers all the Pokemon. We got the Pokemon iPhone right here. We got the Pokedex iPhone. So I do like that they are. I do like that they're kind of updating to the time. iPhone, okay. I am an iPhone user myself. I know we got some Android users as well out there, but that's on yeah. But I do like that. Be part of your Rotom phone. Your Rotom phone is also home to a Rotom, a Pokemon that can enter various things, so they're keeping that alive. For example, you can attach it to your bike and make it move faster on land, or even help you travel over water. That's interesting that they're actually using a little bit more from Rotom itself. So if it make you move faster on land, or even help you travel over water, can you actually bike on water? Is that what it is? Like, is that what it actually ends up doing? Because the electricity and it controls I don't know how that works. But that's, I do like how it looks though. I love how Rotom looks for this. Now, we have the Dynamaxing there. Check out the natural beauty of the wild area. I also am a big fan of the wild area itself because it talks about how Pokemon will change. It connects several different towns. It's basically the grass, but they're calling it the wild area here. And what it does is the Pokemon you run into will change depending on things like the weather or location, so you might see something new each time you visit. I think that's a really cool aspect. Looks to be, this is the bike when I guess you go over water. So maybe your bike will just be all you need. Like you use Korver Knight to fly, you use your Rotom bike, or Rotom controlling your bike to go in the water here. And then obviously he goes faster as well. So that's probably going to be how it is. But I love the wild area type of thing. I like the new classification of the grass. It makes grass sound a lot cooler. There's wild Tyrannotars, which is insane to me. If I see if I'm pulling up, right, third gym, this is obviously not no third gym. This is gonna be like 7th gym, 8th gym, or after. But if I'm pulling up, this might be even going to the Elite 4 or whatever their equivalent is. If I'm pulling up and I see a Tyranitar, you best believe I am scooping that up. 100%, man. Gold and silver, you get Larvitar at the end of the game. Get the hell out of here. No. Nah. We pulling up with our Larvitars, our Tyrannotars in Gym 2. But I love this. I love the fact that it's different every single time. That's really cool. That Pokemon change as well. It's like you can see Wildman participate in max raid battles with other trainers. Now, this was a really interesting thing. Obviously, this is more so for co-op type things. But you fight Dynamax Pokemon. And if y'all don't know, let's actually talk about Dynamax a little bit. Dynamax is their new thing. It's their new Megas. It's their new Z moves. It's their new whatever it is for this generation, where Dynamax Pokemon become really strong. Let's see, it doesn't show me Corv. They get bigger. They get stronger, right? They get bigger. They get stronger. Why does this match time say 20 minutes? This better be a battle spot battle and not what it actually is. You're not going to tell me, okay, it's only 3 Pokemon though, so I'm assuming it's like a battle spot type of thing. You're not going to tell me there's only 20 minutes for Wi-Fi battling. Get the hell out of here. This is not Let's Go. This is an actual game with items and things. You can't be doing that. This guy better have been playing for 40 minutes right there. But I'm assuming this is like a battle spot thing, so it's 20 minutes. Whatever. Anyway, Pokemon get buffed. They get bigger. And allows Pokemon to become tremendously powerful and integrates part of the battle. And the Galar region don't just become bigger, they get a boost in power as well, but they will return to normal after 3 turns. They make you think carefully about when to trigger it. Now, I really hope this is the replacement for Z moves and honestly even Mega Evolution. And let me talk about that for a second. Imagine you're in a battle where not only do you have to think about your opponent randomly throwing out a 200 base power Z move, but you also have to worry about Mega Medicham. I'm sure there is going to still be Megas, though, now that I'm talking about it. But on top of that, you have to worry about them having this Z move for 3 turns, and it looked like there were Z offensive, Z defensive moves, Z status moves, and things like that, too. But it's only for 3 turns, and then after that, they revert back to their regular form. So I think that's a little bit scary when it comes to the idea of fighting with giant Pokemon and catching giant Pokemon with giant Pokeballs. Looked really cool to me. Pikachu looks mad. Bro, but I'm not sure how I like this in terms of competitive. Maybe we'll have, depending on how it is, there might even be like a Dynamax clause when it comes to at least Smogon. But we have the Dynamax ban. Naturally, is top notch. We already saw that. It makes the Pokeball. Max moves are basically Max Strike, Max Overgrowth, Max Guard, Max Guard. So it's literally just dependent on what you have. So Max Strike is a physical move. Max Overgrowth obviously is a special move. Well, maybe. Max Guard looks like it's just taking over the non-attacking moves. The normal type Max move called Max Strike has additional effect of lowering the speed stat of its opponent it hits. Interesting. Oh, okay, so it's based on typing then. It said the max moves your Pokemon can use determined by what kind of moves and types of moves they knew before Dynamax, which makes sense. Maybe Max Guard gives you some type of defense boost. Max Strike lowers the speed. I don't know what Max Overgrowth means. Maybe it gives you like a special attack boost while you're attacking. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about this. There's a lot to take into account. But 3 turns though, I mean, in VGC you can at least protect. Maybe we'll see more options like that in OU as well. We might see more people using protect and stuff as well. But I did think my initial reaction when I saw the Pokemon get big was, oh my god, this is cool. It brought me back to that, you know, that island that they went to back in the day in the original Pokemon where they were the Pokemon robots, but they were big. It's literally what you see in the intro of Pokemon in the original series. But not sure how I felt about this. I think it's going to be a little bit scary for competitive. I'll be real. Also, I hope that timer actually that they're showing here is just for like, because this looks like a battle time. This actually looks like the Wi-Fi thing. Please do not tell me it's just 20 minutes max. We can't do that. Not with items, dude. You could do that in Let's Go. You can't do that here. Even in Let's Go. Because this is obviously this is literally how Let's Go look too. Plus is your Pokemon, Y is your info. So this is definitely an actual battle. Now again, if this is Battle Spot 3v3, 20 minutes is fine. For 3v3, 20 minutes is fine. But for 6v6, I hope I still have my 60-minute timer. To cover that, initial thoughts, a little bit scary. The people we can talk a little bit about too. Your travels, blah, blah, blah. We have the professor, main characters. So this is the professor, Magnolia. This is her daughter-in-law or niece. What the hell is she? She's Sonia, that's what she is. The granddaughter, there you go. She's also a young researcher who starts to assist the professor. She's very knowledgeable, offer helpful advice to you and aides. So she's probably be the girl that gives you potions and whatnot. Nothing else though, only potions, unfortunately. Oh man, why did I sneak that in there? I do hope that customizing your main character, I hope it's more than just this. In terms of hair. Look at this hair. I'll be real, when I wake up I kind of look like this too, but decent options at least. You know, you have the gamer who does not see the sun. You have the gamer who's seen the sun for a little bit. You have the tan gamer. you have, you know, some nice representation here too. Hispanic, this would probably be my Hispanic brother right here. I'm okay with this. I like the fact that we actually have some like color to choose from in terms of like how my trainer looks. So I'm alright with that. I like that. I do hope though, because the girl trainer's always got like a million things of customization. I do hope that we can customize it. Honestly, give me a barbershop, but I need it to be ran by like I need to go to a barbershop ran by like Puerto Ricans or Dominicans or black people. That's it. Like I need that. Like that's where I go when I get a haircut, bro. When I used to get like a fade, and I love having a fade in game. Like now I'm a little bit older, so I don't really care too much about that. But in game though, I'm gonna need a nice fade, bro. Nice 3 and 2, nice 2 and 1. I'm gonna need a lineup, shape up type thing. Give me some sort of customization. Just give me control. Let me make my haircut. Let me make my haircut and do it. But still, love the beanie. Big fan of beanies. Not a huge fan of what this dude is wearing. What are these shoes? How's she gonna get the Timbs on and I have this? Like, this is what I'm saying. What's going on? Give me something. But yeah, I like the beanie. That's all I like about the trainer. My bag is way too big, bro. Ain't nobody going to school with that. Also, this girl bag is not real. They have the smallest bags. But this is the champion Leon. I like that they revealed the champion because it takes a lot of pressure off for people who are doing LPs. I feel that I don't want to about it, but posted May 23rd. Yeah, everybody keeps giving me a lot of different information about it. I'll look at that later. Talk about that. But champion looks clean. Boy had a Charizard behind him the whole time. Big fan of Charizard. The Peerless Skill has made him extremely popular. The boy is popular, all right. I mean, he's a football player, soccer player, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're from. Looks good. Not sure how I feel about the purple hair. Honestly, he definitely dyed it. Like, that's for sure. I think he would have looked great in a fade. I think he would have looked great in a ponytail too. Honestly, just based on, you know, what he has going on. But that's fine. That's on him. We got his younger brother. That's his name is Hop. His name is Hop, but he's not using Score Bunny. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I'll be real. I think that's like how you name Hop, but you're not using Score Bunny. That is a given. That is actually a given. You should be using Score Bunny. That's fine if you didn't want to use it. He aims to be a champion just like his older brother someday. So, I mean, he'll be your rival. He'll become one of your rivals, obviously, as you're going through. That's fine. Like what he's wearing a lot more than what I'm wearing. I'm going to be real. Got some nice slim fit jeans. Are these like joggers? Maybe sweats. His shoes look kind of clean, all right. Look at this jacket. That jacket kind of nice. Hair needs a little bit of work. Hair needs a little bit of work. I guess maybe purple does run in the family, or he dyed it to be like his brother. But I'm actually a pretty big fan of what he's wearing compared to our rival. Professor Magnolia, she old. I mean, I don't really care. Her main focus and research has been the Dynamax phenomenon. She shares a home with Sonia and has given her, researcher task. We have the gym leaders and Dynamax Pokemon. Stadiums. So I guess Dynamax Pokemon are kind of like totem Pokemon in terms of gym leaders. The battle of the gym leaders are often intense clashes between Dynamax Pokemon. Yeah, so they'll have... you'll be able to Dynamax your own Pokemon too. They showed that in the trailer, right? Dude with Groki pulled up. Dude was huge. But Flocks to the gym as well. I do like as well that like it kind of gives the gym leader battles some sort of extra fluff, I guess. The fact that you have a crowd cheering you on. So that's really sick. But overall, I was a little bit pleased with the trailer. I definitely was. The max raids itself is pretty cool too. Again, that's a whole like I think local, but I feel like you can also do it online. Max raids would be very based on the wild area. The weather is, this is definitely Meowstic using like reflect. Yo, I had huge problems with okay, they showed these, imagine these four, but imagine this person being Weavile, alright, and this was a Beware. Like, why are you pulling up versus Weavile with Meowstic, Flygon, and Golurk? And it was a maxed out Golurk too. Now this Raichu in the back knows what they're doing though. So I do like, I think the giant Pokemon are going to look great on my Nintendo Switch. That's the biggest thing. Like, I think they're going to look absolutely fantastic on the Nintendo Switch, and I can't wait to actually play. Who's using a Steenie? Sunny. For example, you can face Steenie when it's sunny and Lantern when it's raining. I think some Pokemon can only be caught in max raid battles. So maybe that's also sort of similar to like the Whirlpools things where you can actually only catch these specific Pokemon in specific parts. But you join up when people near you to participate in max raid battles, similar to like Pokemon Go type thing. but you can also connect to Pokemon trainers around the world via the internet and face dynamic Pokemon together. Now that's good. I'm glad that they actually allowed that as well, because I think that's going to be really fun to stream or even upload, just playing with my, playing with like Gator or anything like that. Now, the one thing I didn't like about the Max battles, and this is just a personal thing, or the Dynamax battles, is that they showed Clefable, Quagsire, and another stall Pokemon too. So I don't know why they're building a stall Pokemon team over at Game Freak, but yeah, that doesn't fly with me. But I am a big fan of the fact that you can actually connect with your friends around the world. Good. I don't like that I have to have friends in real life. I do have friends in real life, but like that I have to have the game and have to like come on, that's so limiting, man. Like back in the day as a kid, I never got to use a Golem because first off I was like 3, but so I barely understood what I was doing. But I never got to use a Golem because I never had anybody to trade it with. You know what I mean? Like now, obviously, I can get a Golem if I want to. There's Pokemon connecting online was one of the greatest things ever, for sure. If we do have a GTS type of thing, please make it different. Don't make it that people can ask for like Palkia for my Bidoof, or they're offering Bidoof for Palkia. Man, if I need this mod for my Pokedex, don't do that. But I'm definitely excited about this. I think that the whole overworld thing is amazing. Again, that was like one of the best things I think they had in Let's Go. I do kind of hope the bag feature is similar from Let's Go as well as like this, and if not, you guys didn't play, but basically you had like your Pokedex in your bag, you had your trainer box in your bag. Made it a little bit easier to like swap Pokemon, not having to go to like PC. They didn't heal, you had to heal them yourself, but I did like that, like just the fact that they did it like that. So let me know your thoughts obviously on this game in general. I'm very excited, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.